The Plotters is a book by Korean author Eun-soo Kim. Now this one I didn't know much about, but I saw it at a Value Village and I wanted to check it out because I love Korean cinema, TV, a little bit of the culture, so I wanted to check out a book. And the only book I've read is If I Had Your Face, which has Korean characters in it. I don't think it's written by a Korean woman, but this one is a Korean author. It was written in 2010, but translated to 2018, 2019. So this one is about Reseng. He is an assassin. When he was a young boy, he was adopted by Old Raccoon, a handler of sorts for assassins. He used to be a North Korean general, I believe, and he defected or something. And so he's a lot older and basically is the adoptive father of Reseng. And in the opening, Reseng has to kill a target, but his target sneaks up on him and invites him for food and alcohol, some weird hospitality. It sort of sets up the tone of this movie. This one has very rich world building. I really like the world building of the assassin market. It's called the meat market, where people can basically have little offices and you can go in there and literally pay someone to kill someone for a set amount of money. You sign a contract, they do it for you. It's all very John Wick-like, but in Korea. And the book predates John Wick by like 3 years, but also besides that, the book doesn't have much going on for it in terms of plot. Reseng he's very reactive protagonist, but he's basically just like, doing hits for Old Raccoon. And then there's an interesting segment about Bear. He is a mortician, I guess, or he works at a crematorium, and he usually burns pets. And then he also does bodies for criminal organizations. So, it's a really cool world building moment, but, then we move on to another character. She's really smart, and she's there's a lot of different tiers of different aspects of the business. There are the assassins, the contract killers, and there's also plotters. There's also people who are in charge of like surveillance of sorts. They're the ones that like shadow targets, and they basically they're called shadows. I think they basically just follow people around and write down all their information so they can pass it on to a plotter, and the plotter demands a certain way a target is killed. So if they want to send a message, maybe someone will get shot in the eyes, or violently like killed, or like disappeared entirely. So a lot of these different clients want something specifically done. If you don't do it right, you face the ire of your bosses. There's a really cool business aspect to it. So like, a lot of people complain about, business being slow or fast, and then different outfits, client lists, they're all rivals to each other. And they really play up the whole contract killers are no different from everyone else. They're like blue collar workers. They basically have to pay fees and brokers. They have to get contracts. They have to do this and that, and they have to like pay expenses and stuff. So they don't glorify the assassin lifestyle. They add this sort of sheen of workmanlike ship to it, which is interesting. But besides that, the plot's really meh. I didn't really like the plot at all, to be honest. It was really slow in some parts, and I didn't like the casual toxic masculinity. There's some interesting characters in there, like very eccentric types throughout, but besides that and the world building, there was like, it didn't keep my attention. I liked the concept. Overall, enjoyed it, but it could have been better. So I give The Plotters a 2.5 out of 5.